I am Grace. Hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. We're in our second week of our teacher training, and this week we're really focusing on sun salutations, Surya Namaskara C. I love Surya Namaskara C. It is the most traditional of the Surya Namaskaras. There's A, B, and C. I have some videos of A and B. It starts off and it ends off. It's a sandwich. So you start off with the mountain, and then you'll go into forward fold, and then move into lunge, down dog, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. And then you go back the same way. So you're going to go back into down dog, lunge, and you're going to move into forward fold, and then mountain. And we have a half forward fold in there as well. And today, what I love to do is do the full Surya Namaskara C, and then add in some variations for the next round. We'll stay in the Surya Namaskara C, but we'll add some variations. And then the last round, I like to do to breath. And we're going to be engaging our bandhas throughout the practice. Our 3 bandhas are Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, engaging that and lifting it up. Uddiyana Bandha, engaging gently and lifting up, so we can breathe in this lower belly, because we're going to be breathing into the lower belly. Jarandala Bandha, chin comes in a little and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Those are energy locks. We seal in the energy as we build the prana for our vitality and our life force in healing of our body, as our bodies are constantly undergoing restoration and healing. So I am going to turn this video on that I forgot. So I want to invite you to gently and kindly close your eyes and take this moment to simply check in with yourself. Start to scan the inner being, the physical body, noticing and scanning the emotional being, and simply noticing without any judgment, with love and compassion, just noticing where you're at inside. And now take this moment to set an intention for yourself. It could be an emotion you like, more peace, more centeredness, more presence, more joy, more playfulness. It could be a physical thing or a relationship or a dream job, or something for yourself that is wonderful. And setting that intention as if you have it now. I have the job of my dreams now. And always in the present tense. And always positive. Setting that intention for yourself, and take a couple breaths as you allow yourself to feel the emotions and the sensations that you feel having this intention present now in your life. We always want to fuel our intentions with the emotion and allow the body and the subconscious to feel those emotions. Gently and kindly opening your eyes, letting that intention go with a this or better, this or better, this or better. Beautiful. And we are going to come back. Let's take a few breaths into the belly. We're going to be practicing our Surya Namaskara, but just gently closing your eyes, just taking some deep belly breaths. Triggering that parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation response, health building hormones. And on your next breath, let's move that breath into 3-part yogic breath. So we're going to inhale into the belly, the ribs, all the way up into the chest and the clavicular area. Hold the breath a moment and release. And a couple more 3-part yogic breaths on your own at your own pace. One more breath. Fill that whole front cavity, pausing at the top and letting go. Beautiful job. And we are going to get up, stand up. We're going to do some warm up standing up. So let's shake out the legs. We did a long, about 6 or 7 mile hike. So I'm feeling a little bit of sore muscles. So this will be good. Twisting. And then tapping the body a little bit, waking it up. Belly, the arms. Tapping the face gently with the fingertips. Waking up the body. Beautiful. We'll do some of our cross patterning. So we just start with the hand to the opposite shoulder, just connecting that right and left brain so we can be more efficient today. Beautiful. Let's take it to the knee, hand to the knee. And as you do this, we're going to add both arms in a minute. So we're going to go one hand to the opposite knee, other hand to the opposite shoulder. And now we're going to go to our feet. So we're going to bring these, tap the hand to the opposite foot. And we're going to do this, but we're going opposite now. Just adding in a little more so that brain can balance the right and left sides. So we are the most balanced today. And coming back to center, and we're going to go into our joy breath. So we're going to inhale the arms out in front of us. And we're standing in our power here. I like to inhale the arms out and the heart is open, wide open. Inhale the arms up to the sky, surrendering to the divine, the higher self. And then exhale, bending the knees and folding forward. So we're going to do that together. And find your own pace. One more. Stay in your down position for a moment. Relaxing the head. Just taking a breath or two here, feeling that nice stretch in the lower back. And we're going to start to come up one vertebrae at a time, keeping the head and the shoulders relaxed. Just feeling that spinal column moving us up one vertebrae at a time. Coming up all the way. Beautiful job. We're going to move into our Surya Namaskara. I'm going to adjust this camera so you can see my arms. Let me go up into a mountain. All right, beautiful job. So we're going to stand at the front of our mat, and our focus in this practice with Surya Namaskara is going to be our foundation and our alignment. And as you go through the practice, we're going to learn how to get into yoga poses. And the first thing we're going to do is set the foundation. So there's actually foundation, alignment, intention, adjustment, modification, and breath. So those are 6 points when we go into our bandhas and breath. And we're going to focus on the first 2 today. So the foundation is where our body is connected to the earth. So right now my feet are hip width apart. And they're connected to the earth. This is the foundation for the mountain pose. I can check the hip width apart by bringing the fists together, bringing them in between my hands and making sure I'm about hip width apart. And then as we move into alignment of the pose, it's the second thing we're going to do. And I love to use John Friend's the loops on Namaskara Yoga. This gets us into perfect alignment for the body so that gravity is not going to make us shorter as we get older. So the first thing we're going to do is lift those toes and feel the arches lift. And then relax the toes down. And then engage your calves in shin loop. So the energy is coming from the ankle loop to down the front, up the back and down the front. So feel these engage. And then our thigh loop is starting below the knee. It comes up the front of the thigh. So you're going to feel the knees engage. You're going to feel these quadriceps engage and a nice lift of the knees and the quadriceps. And then the energy goes down the back on the hamstring. And then pelvic loop. The energy is coming up. So you're going to feel it's coming up the front. You're going to feel a nice little tuck of the tailbone. Engagement of the belly. The pelvis is going to come neutral in your pelvic loop. And then you're going to have your kidney loop, and the energy is going to come up and down. Same. And then our shoulder loop, the energy is going to come up here, right between our lips. And so you're going to feel the chin come parallel to the floor. The energy goes back. So you're going to feel these shoulder blades go back. The shoulders are going back. The shoulder blades are coming together a little bit. And then it goes down the back. So you're going to feel the shoulders drop down. And then your skull loop. Top of the head, very tip of your skull, and feeling a lift and a lengthening of the spine and the whole body. And here we are in our mountain. It's a very engaged pose. It might seem like we're just standing here, but when we're holding all those loops and spirals, and we're in that perfect alignment, it's an active pose. And we can bring those arms up for an extended mountain. Inhale deeply as you extend up, and exhale into forward fold. So in forward fold, we're going to stick that tailbone out a little. We're going to hinge at the hips. So we're hinging at the hips. And there's a few ways you can bring your hands to your hips in your forward fold. You can bring those hands close into the body as you forward fold, or you can be giant angel wings. The only thing we ask you not to do is put your arms out, because that puts a lot of pressure on this lower back. So coming down into forward fold, hinging, and then allowing the spine to round. And here we are in forward fold. Foundation is the same in forward fold. We're going to bring the hands next to the feet. I like to have the thumbs next to the little toes. And then allow that head to relax. You can even gently rock that head, maybe yes and no, or just spontaneous movements. Tiny micro bend in the knee so you're not locking the knee. Some variations, you can grab your elbows in forward fold. That brings a bigger stretch on the lower back, keeping the breath in the belly. You can bring the hands behind onto your back, keeping that breath flowing. Or you can bring the hands behind the calves and pull the body in closer. Those are a couple of variations. And then we're going to inhale as we move up into half forward fold. Hands are coming right on the shins below the knees, lifting that head, that torso, and extending that spine and that head away from the body. So you actually feel a little stretch in your spinal column. And then we're going to exhale back down, back into forward fold. In the next inhale, we're going to bring that right leg back behind us, and we're going to move into a lunge. So with the hands down on the mat, we're on a low lunge. We're going to work on our alignment first. So the front knee is going to be right over the front ankle. Right over the front ankle, and we're going to be adjusting that as we go. Back thigh is engaged. Our foundation first, the feet are parallel, so we're like railroad tracks. We're not in a warrior where the back leg foot is 30 degrees. We're in lunge, so the feet are like railroad tracks. And then we go into our alignment, knees over the ankle, back thigh is engaged. We're going to square those hips. Now I'm going to invite you to come up into high lunge. So you can come up to the knee and then come all the way up, hinging the hips so you're all the way up. Readjust that alignment. I always have to readjust, make sure my knee is over the ankle. Now if it's a little behind the ankle, that's okay. But forward of the ankle will put pressure on my knee, and we don't want that. This thigh is engaged. It's active. And then I'm going to square these hips. So this right leg is back, so the right hip gets pulled back a little, and I'm going to square those hips. And then bring the arms up into a nice full high lunge. Ajna Asana. Engaging the bandhas, and let's bring in the prana. Opening your heart. This is a powerful pose, a more yang pose. So allow yourself to be in that energy of divine action, of empowerment. One more deep breath as we lift and reach the fingertips up. And on the exhale, bring in the hands down to the mat. We're going to move into downward dog, and we've got a whole different foundation now. So the hands are in front, a little more than shoulder width apart, and a little external rotation, just a gentle external rotation. The feet are hip width apart. The heels are coming down towards the earth. And this is our foundation. Both hands, both feet on the earth. We're going to go into alignment. So the first thing I'm going to do, you can see my body. I'm going to stick that tailbone up towards the sky. Thighs are going to come back. I'm going to relax the head between the hands and engage those bandhas and breathe. Always adjusting along the way if you need. Continue to bring those heels down to the earth. My fingers are spread apart a little bit of a spider grip. One more breath in our down dog. And now we're going to move into chaturanga. So we're going to come into a push-up type position. Now you can adjust your foundation. I like to bring my feet back just a little bit for chaturanga, for the push-up position. So we're going to hinge the hips. We're in push-up position. Now, the invitation and modification is to bring the knees down, or you can stay in a high push-up. I'm going to stay here for now. And we're going to just bend those elbows and allow the body to lower very slowly so we get a little bit of strength in the arms. And we're going to come all the way down right now. Now there's variations. So we can go into up dog, which is arm strength. Bringing nice back bend, but we're using our arm strength and we're lifting that pelvis and the stomach off the earth. We're going to do a little variation from that. We're going to do up dog next time, but we're going to do a little baby cobra. So with the baby cobra, the foundation is a little different. We're going to press that pelvis into the earth. You're going to feel the front of the legs and tops of the feet resting on the earth. That's our foundation. Hands are right under the shoulders, elbows are in. And using the back muscles, not really the hands, but the back muscles, to lift up that head and heart, coming into a gentle back bend. And the hands are still not holding you up like up dog, but the back muscles are. And let's take a couple breaths here. Beautiful. And release down, and we're going to move now back the way we came. Exact same way into down dog first. So we're going to curl those toes up. You can come into a table type position. Curl those toes under. Press up, lifting the hips. Back into our down dog. Tailbone is coming up. Feel those heels come down towards the earth. That slight external rotation in the hands. Nice spider grip. Let's set that foundation first. I'm jumping ahead. Nice solid foundation with both hands, both feet. And then going into our alignment. So you're going to feel that tailbone lifting up towards the sky. Feel the thighs coming back. Relaxing the head between the hands. Engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe 3 breaths in our down dog. Into the belly, always breathing into the lower belly. Keeping that relaxation response triggered. Beautiful. And we're going to be moving back the same way we came. So we're going to lift the head, we're going to lift the heart, and we're going to take this right leg. Now you might take many steps. You might use your hand to help bring that foot forward, or you might just take one giant step. Whatever works for you. So that right foot is now between the hands, right next to the right hand. And we're going to move into our lunge. So the feet that set the foundation, they're parallel like railroad tracks. Left is in the back now, right is front. And now we can move into our alignment. So we're going to bring that front knee right over the ankle. And you can stay in low lunge if you like, or you can move up into high. And you can use blocks here in low lunge as well. Blocks coming up to the knee, coming all the way up, bringing those arms up. So I might readjust and make sure that knee's over the ankle, square those hips, and then engage those bandhas and breathe. Inhale, reaching the hands up. And then exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat. Back foot up to meet the front. And resting here in forward fold. Grab those elbows or bring the hands on your back. Taking a few breaths here. Bandhas re-engaged. On your next inhale, we're going to move into half forward fold. Extending that body away. Nice deep breath here. Exhale back down. And on your next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart. You do your angel wings or the hands on the hips as you come back up into mountain. Moving into an extended mountain. And we're going to add some variations. We're going to go through the sun salutation again with some variations. And for our mountain, we're going to do a little side stretching. So inhaling over to one side and feel this side body stretch. Try not to collapse into, so I'll turn this way. So we move into our side stretch. Try not to collapse into this side, to have it open. And moving over to the other side. And just moving back and forth at your own pace. And coming back to center. And we're going to inhale into a little back bend now in our mountain. And then exhale into forward fold, hinging forward. Feeling that movement in the hips. Coming all the way down. Bringing the thumbs next to the little toes, relaxing the head. Let's shake the head out a little bit. Yes, no, different places. Just a very gentle relaxing of the head. The neck can get very tight. Inhale halfway up into half forward fold. And exhale down, and we're going to move into our lunge, but we're going to move into a low lunge. So we're going to take that right leg back, and we're going to drop the knee. So nice. We're going to move into some lunge rocks here. So we're going to first lunge forward. Now we don't need to worry when the knee is down, when that front ankle goes forward, that front knee goes forward of the ankle, because we're in a different position. And it doesn't put the same pressure on the knee because we've got that bottom knee down. So lunging forward and feeling this right hip open up. And you can make some little micro movements. Keeping that breath flowing in the belly. And then lunging back as you straighten that front leg out. You can flex and extend that front foot for more sensation. Nice deep breaths in the belly. And then moving back and forth in your lunge rocks, finding your own pace and really diving into your own sensations, being with yourself, noticing all the beautiful sensations that you're feeling in your body. As you open the hip and stretch that back leg muscle, stretch the lower back a little, keeping the breath flowing and enjoying moving in this beautiful lunge rock. Fully present to the sensations in the self. And if thinking comes in, you notice you've moved from observation to thinking. Just move yourself back into noticing and observing the sensations in the body, resting in that state of beingness, rather than dropping down into that static thinking energy. We're practicing being while we're in our yoga, with all the rest of the day to be in the thinking energy. Keeping the breath flowing, fully present to sensation, dynamic energy field that is pulsing within your being. And coming back to center position. And we're going to take this left front leg and we're going to bring it back so that we're in table. And now we're going to readjust that foundation for a moment. So the knees are both over the hips and the wrists are going to be underneath the shoulders. I'm going to spread my fingers out a little bit, a little spider grip. And here is my foundation. The tops of the feet are resting on the mat, the shins, and I'm in my table position. And we're going to move into some cat-cow on our table. So we're ready to go into our down dog from our lunge, but we're going to move into some variations. So we're going to inhale into our cow as we stick the tailbone out. Feel that back arch, the head and heart lifts up. And exhaling as we tuck the tailbone under, round the back, head coming in, looking towards the thighs. And moving at your own pace, back and forth, from flexion and extension, cat and cow. Noticing the sensations in your body, fully present. Keeping the breath in your lower abdomen, engaging those bandhas. Maybe making some micro movements through this. Maybe as you move into your cat, you might want to bring those hips back. Feel a nice stretch in the lower back. Maybe move side to side a little bit. Or maybe you want to make some circles in both directions. Just moving back and forth in your cat-cow with spontaneous movements. Fully present to your body as we create this sacred embodiment by bringing presence to the body, our conscious awareness. keeping that breath flowing in the belly, that prana moving. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into our down dog now. So we're going to curl those toes under. We're going to press into the hands and the feet as we lift the hips, straighten the legs, right into our down dog. And we're going to set that foundation. Hands are in front. We're going to feel a slight external rotation. Feet are hip width apart. You're going to feel that tailbone lift. We're moving into alignment now. Thighs are back. Heels are coming down towards the earth. Head is resting between the arms. We're going to engage the bandhas and breathe. And we're in variations, so let's walk the dog a little bit, dropping one heel down to the earth, opposite knee bends in. And switching, just going back and forth. Opposite heel goes down to the earth. And the knee bends in. Feeling a nice stretch in those hamstrings. Keeping the breath flowing. Bandhas engaged. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into chaturanga. So we're going to hinge into that push-up position. And one of the variations I like to invite, you can come down to your knees. You can stay in a high push-up plank position, is to invite you to do a few push-ups. So it might be one for you, or maybe none, or maybe a few. And when you're done your push-ups, just come rest on the earth, resting your head to one side or the other. Bring some strength into those arms. And when you're ready, just coming all the way down. Resting your head to one side or the other. We'll take a little break here and taking this time while you're resting the body on the earth to deeply connect to the earth with gratitude and love. Knowing that you are conscious awareness in this earth suit. Every cell in your body was once in the earth, in a mineral or a plant, in the water, in the air. Our bodies are a constant exchange of elements, elements that have come from the earth and the earth's atmosphere. Just recognizing that this physical part of ourselves is earth energy and sending gratitude to the earth. For our bodies, for our sustenance, our food and liquids, minerals, nutrients. For our homes that are made of earth energy, our cars that are made of earth energy, our clothing that is made of earth energy, the beauty that earth offers us, beautiful walks, we get to walk upon her. musical instruments that are earth energy that provide us music. We're sending gratitude for all our sustenance, our life experiences here on this planet. And then bringing the head to center. And we're going to do a little variation from our cobra. It's called bird or airplane. Going to bring the arms alongside our body at about a 30 degrees. Feet are straight out. And we're going to set that foundation again. So you're going to feel that pelvis rooted in and pressing into the earth. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift the legs, the arms, the head, and the chest in your bird or airplane. And you can imagine you are a bird or an airplane soaring above the sky, breathing into your belly. Feel that nice strengthening of the back. One more breath. Lifting on your inhale and releasing down on your exhale. Beautiful job. And we're going to push up, back up into our table pose. Let's do a little variation here. So let's do a balancing table. So we're going to take that left arm out and the right leg out. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. And go to the opposite side, bringing the right arm out, left leg out, and breathe. One more breath. And releasing. Beautiful job. We move into our down dog, curling the toes under, pressing into the feet and the hands, lifting those hips up into down dog. And feeling that tailbone lift, thighs back, heels down towards the earth. Arms straight, little micro bend in the elbow, hands in a spider grip. Nice, gentle, slight external rotation in the arms. Beautiful job. And we're going to move now into three-legged dog. So let's kick that left leg out into three-legged dog. So that right leg and the two arms are holding us up firmly and solidly in three-legged dog. And I like to add a little hip opener for this. So I like to bend that knee, open up to the left side. We're not going into wild thing. We're just opening up the hips a little. And a little hip opener. Taking a nice deep breath here. And then relaxing that left leg down. And let's go to the other side. And kick out that right leg into three-legged dog. So we have our left foot, our two hands as our foundation, holding the body. Nice solid foundation. We're going to bend that right knee, open up to the right side. Feeling a nice opening in the right hip. And breathe. One more nice deep breath. And coming back into three-legged dog. And let's take this leg, this right leg, and let's bring it, if we can, all the way up to the front. Dropping the back knee. And here we are in our lunge rock position. So let's begin to lunge forward, opening up that left hip, feeling those little micro movements. fully present to sensation in your body, fully present to yourself as an act of self-love. Our foundation, the right foot is up, back knee is down. We are rocking back and forth. Our alignment is changing as we move and lunge back and lunge forward. Keeping the breath flowing, can flex and extend that front foot when you are lunging back. And enjoy and bask in these sensations. Keeping the breath flowing in your belly. Bandhas gently engaged. Keeping all your energy focused on the self, sensations, being with yourself right here now. This is your practice for you. As you bring your awareness to your own body, your own sensations, we create that sacred embodiment. We're connected to the body. We're connected to this sacred temple. And coming back to neutral now. We're going to curl the back toes under, lift that back foot up, straighten the back leg, and step or walk the left foot so it meets the front. So now with feet are together, hip width apart, hands are down by the feet. That's our foundation. And we're going to relax the head. Shake that head out very gently. Release any tension in the neck. You can grab those elbows if you like. Breathing into the belly in our forward fold. Bring the hands behind the calves. Pull the body in slightly. Next inhale, let's move into half forward fold. Extending that spine out away from the hips. And coming back down into forward fold. And on our next inhale, you can use your angel wings or have the hands closer to the body or on our hips. Let's lift the head, the heart, coming all the way up and back into our extended mountain. And we're going to do one more sun salutation to breath. It's going to move a little bit quicker. Do your best, and you can stay in a low lunge if you like instead of coming into a high lunge. It makes this flow a little bit easier. So our foundation is set for our mountain. Feet are hip width apart, parallel. And we're going to inhale into our mountain. We can go into a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back into lunge, whether you want to do low lunge, keep your hands down, or high. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling, up dog. So you can just do a nice swoop to your up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to go back the way we came. Taking a breath here in down dog. Inhale, lunge, bringing that right foot up. You can stay low or go high. Exhale, forward fold. Bring that back leg up. Inhale, half forward fold. And exhale, forward fold. And inhale into your mountain as you lift the head first, the heart, all the way up to that nice back bend. And let's bring those hands right in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. Bring those feet a little further than hip width apart. We're going to do a short meditation here. Hands in Anjali Mudra at the heart, closing the eyes, and I invite you to dive into sensation, scanning the inner being, noticing the energies within you from this practice. All the energy that was generated from within. You may feel your heart beating a little stronger. And that pulsation throughout the whole body, a little more intense. Notice. Bringing all your awareness inward to the inner aliveness, inner sensations. This inner being, this inner intelligence. Basking in pratyahara. Removing the attention from the external world and bringing all the attention inward to the inner sensations and aliveness. Moving into the Manamaya Kosha, noticing the emotions. Just honoring that present moment emotional state wherever it's at with no judgment. Acknowledgement and compassion, presence to yourself, your own self, as an act of self-love. Now move into the Vijnanamaya Kosha. As we bring that mind to a single point of focus for a moment. Find a mantra, a word, a sound to focus on. Maybe I am or Om. Or just I. And keeping that awareness inward. Releasing that single point of focus and letting your mind just rest in pure, alert, conscious awareness. If a thought intrudes, simply move back into pure awareness. And allow this state of stillness and awareness to naturally open the door to samadhi, fully expanded conscious awareness, the bliss body, Anandamaya Kosha. Becoming everything, not any one thing, yet everything. Everywhere, yet nowhere in particular. Basking in that pure existence, consciousness, bliss that is your true nature. And beginning to breathe into the lower belly as you come back. Through all those koshas, resting in this pranamaya kosha as you breathe into the belly. And releasing the hands, coming back into the Annamaya Kosha, the physical body, opening the eyes, shaking out the legs and the hands, just getting into the body. We do our twists, our gentle twists. Beautiful job. And we're going to come down into our seated position. Let's do a short balancing pose. We haven't done too much balance. We're going to go into tree. So we're going to bring all our weight and all our energy into this left standing leg. I'm going to do my right standing leg. I'm not going to, sometimes I mirror, but I'm going to just, this right standing leg, all the energy, imagining this right leg is a tree trunk. No weight, very little weight on this left leg. And begin to take that left leg so it's opening up the hip. And find a spot on the leg where the foot feels comfortable to rest for our tree. And find your dristi, a spot in front of you that's not moving. You can rest your eyes at and bring your tree branches up, resting in your tree. If you need to come down for balance at any time, that's okay. Just move back in and breathe into the belly. One more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. And move over to the left foot. And we're imagining this is a tree trunk. Our left leg is a tree trunk. All our weight on that left leg. Imagining even those branches sprouting out into the earth from that left foot. Opening up the hip and the foot on the right side. Can begin by just resting the right heel on the left leg. This might be your tree right here. Or coming up and finding a balance. And you can be up, just don't put the leg on the knee. Anywhere else works. Bring in those branches and breathe. Finding your dristi. One more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. Let's bring the hands behind. Clasping the hands together, we're going to move into standing yoga mudra. So we're going to begin to hinge at the hips, bringing the head down. And our heart becomes the highest organ. Reaching those hands up if you can. And we want to take a moment to honor the heart in this standing yoga mudra, as the heart is the highest organ. Allowing that heart, the wisdom of the heart, to guide us through our daily decisions and choices. They always remain rooted in our heart. Love for ourselves first and all others. Honoring that ancient wisdom of our heart, that connection to the divine, the soul. One more breath. And releasing the hands, bringing the hands down to the mat. And we're going to come all the way onto our back. We're going to do a couple releases and then Savasana. Feel those hips, those two hips here. We're going to move into hula. We're going to just swivel those hips. We're not going to lift anything off the earth, off the mat. Just going to swivel the hips in hula. So as the right hip drops down towards the right heel, the left hip is coming up towards the armpit. And we're going to swivel. The right hip comes up to the armpit, left drops down to the heel. Flat on your back, nothing lifts off the mat. We're just swiveling the hips. Just feel that nice release in the lumbar spine, the low back. Coming back to center, we're going to move into hip pointers. So now we are going to lift those hips off the earth one at a time. So I'm going to root the right hip, right buttocks into the earth, and I'm going to lift that left hip and point it up towards the sky. We're adding a little twist in the lower back here and going over to the opposite side. So my left hip is rooted into the earth, left butt cheek, and right hip is pointing up. And just going back and forth in hip pointers. Keeping the breath flowing, fully present to the sensations, present to yourself, your body. Don't get lost in thought. Stay here now in the moment to sensation. And coming back to center, we're going to move into cat-cow on the mat. So we're going to move into our cat by pressing the small of the mat, small of the back into the mat, into the earth, tucking the tailbone under. And as we go into our cow, we're going to arch that lower lumbar spine off the mat. Extension of the spine. So just moving back and forth and flexion and extension, cat and cow. Keeping that breath flowing. Moving slowly, consciously, mindfully. Fully present to yourself in the most loving way. Coming back to center now. We're going to keep those knees up. We're going to just bring those feet further and further apart until the feet are on the wide edges of your mat. Knees are up. And we're going to drop one knee at a time in towards the center. Keeping the breath flowing. And finishing up and coming back to center. We're going to walk those feet back so they're hip width apart. And we're going to drop the knees to one side into double knee drop. And you can lift that top knee up, bringing it over to the other side, letting the bottom one follow naturally. Becomes the top. And even same on the other side. Some people prefer to just take both knees together and gently windshield wiper from side to side. You can mix it up or feel out what works best for you. Keeping that breath flowing, present to the self and sensations. Keeping your focus in your body, not in thought. And coming back to center. And let's bring those knees into the chest, hugging the chest, rocking back and forth. Relax those legs out straight for our final Savasana. Opening the legs and the arms a little bit. Feeling the entire body relax into the earth, letting go completely. All the muscles, the bones, all the systems, the entire body relaxing. Mind, body, spirit. Feel the brain and nervous system relax, the muscles, the bones, all the systems, the digestive system, the heart and circulatory system. And we rest in silent meditation as we allow all the energies of this practice to integrate in all levels of our being. Beginning to take some nice deep breaths into the belly. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Beginning to stretch the arms and legs. When you're ready, rolling over to one side, either side. Taking a breath here on the side. Coming up to seated position. And taking this moment to check in. Again, scanning the inner being, noticing any difference. If you feel a little more centered or grounded still. Maybe your emotions are balanced out a little bit. Taking this moment to bring yourself back to that intention that you set, repeating it silently to yourself as you feel those emotions. And we'll conclude with a namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for sun salutation with a focus on foundation and alignment. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day. Please join us for our pranayam coming up next. If you